Yeah, and that's my bio, and you can read about it. But really, what you need to know about me is that I am truly passionate about health and wellness, and for each one of us to be living the most authentic selves possible, right? Living our best lives. And I believe health and wellness is essential to have that, experience. Oh, we learn from each other at Get Set Up. Isn't it amazing, this platform? I love it so much. In these classes, it's great if you're comfortable having your cameras on. It helps me see where everybody's at. We can kind of have a dialogue, especially in this class. It helps me see where modifications might need to be made. So if you're comfortable, please have your camera on. If you're not, it's okay. You always, always, always ask me questions via chat. And if Max is here, everybody say hi to Max. He's our TA for today. He will be here helping me monitor the chat and answering any technical questions you have.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Christina. I'm making your host back, and I'm going to be the co-host. All right.
Um, if Max or I aren't seeing your question in a timely manner for you, you
Christina,
are.
your voice needs to be louder.
Well, my husband would not agree with you.
That's better.
Okay. That was great. I'm going to tell him you said that. My family they have so much fun when people say, your voice is so relaxing. Your voice is so calming. My family does not get that. All right, there we go, Max. That's for you. I'm going to go back to my slides. Actually, I'm just going to unshare and talk about it with you. Okay, they're distracting. Okay, we are live streaming. So everyone say hi to our live streamers. Hi, live streamers. Welcome to Yoga for Beginners. We're so happy you're here. And listen, register for a class and come with us. Join us live. We'd love to have you. Finally, Get Set Up is not paid to promote any products, although we will talk about different products to make you comfortable. Okay, so does anybody have, before we even get onto our mats, does anybody have any comments, questions, any poses that they are really wanting to work on today? Okay, we're going to start on our mats, and I will mute all, but please unmute yourself once we get moving so we can talk about each pose. Okay. So we're going to start in a seated pose, and always come to your mat with water. Always, always. So we come to our mats, we sit on our glutes, but sometimes this is called Sukhasana. But sometimes this isn't comfortable. This is called easy pose, but sometimes it's not comfortable on our hips. So take a pillow, a blanket, or a block, and sit on it to elevate your glutes, to take the pressure off of your hip flexors, right? And then if some of our knees stay up, that's okay. Just put a pillow, block, or blankets underneath your knees, right? To find the easy in this pose. All right, so find the easy, move the fleshy parts away from your sits bones. I also want to let you guys know that I have been teaching yoga for virtually since last March, since the pandemic hit, literally that third week in March. So I have a setup here. So I have my computer with the camera, but above I have a large TV so I can see everyone, and it really helps me see everyone, making sure that everyone's in a correct position and not going to injure themselves. So if you see me looking up, that's why. I think it could look weird if I don't disclose that. Okay, the palms are on your thighs. Before every yoga class, I like to take a few moments to settle in, to ground into the moment, right? To bring ourselves onto the mats and to breathe into our bodies. So gently close the eyes if it's comfortable. If it's comfortable, let's gently close the lips, connecting to our Ujjayi breath, nostril breathing. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. There is a slight constriction in the back of the throat, creating an audible wave-like sound with each exhale. And if we were in class together, we could hear our neighbors' Ujjayi exhale. It creates, I like it because it creates a nice vibration in our throat area. And as you're connecting to your Ujjayi breath, settling in, deepening the breath, just keep your awareness on your breath. So if you find that your mind is wandering, that's okay. No judgment. Just bring it back to the breath, using your breath as an anchor for the mind. We will never be able to stop the mind chatter. And when we try to control that, it just gets louder. So we accept it, we allow it to float by in the distance, and we keep our attention and awareness on our breath. Notice the sensations that arise. Really feel your body, the rise and fall of each breath. Let's activate this now. Bring the tailbone, reaching it towards the mat to alleviate any arching in that lower back. And when you do that, gently engage the core. Bring the navel in a little closer to the spine. You can roll the shoulders back and down. So like bring the shoulder blades together like they're kissing, and then have them reaching towards your tailbone. Gently do a double chin back so that the neck is more in line with the spine. I know it feels unnatural because most of us spend our days with our heads jutting forward, right? Going into the next thing. Our shoulders are rounded on our devices or whatever we're doing. So just for these moments of awareness, we sit up tall, we align our spine. On your next inhale, gently lift the head off the neck energetically, creating more space between the ears and the shoulders. Feel that gentle stretch in the side of the neck and the top of the shoulders, creating length and space between each vertebra so that our spine stays healthy for our entire lives. Every inhale, we lift the head a little bit more off the head energetically, safely. And then on the exhale, we maintain the length and keep the shoulders rolled back and down. So we get this gentle stretch in the chest as well. Bringing your awareness to your palms, feeling the heat maybe built between the thighs and the palms. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Gently blink open your eyes. Happy, thankful Thursday, everyone. I'm so happy you're here. Let's bring our knees into the chest. Let's hug them in nice and tight. Sit up tall. Tuck the chin and gently roll side to side. All right, we're going to switch the crossing of your legs. And if you don't remember what the first crossing was, there's no judgment. I do it all the time. Even when I set an intention to remember, I always forget. Well, not always, but a lot of the times I forget. So your ankles can be crossed, or you can have your ankles in front of one another. Move the fleshy parts away from the sits bone. So this is an awesome, just kind of a warm up on our hips. So place the palms on your mat in front of you. The wrist creases are in line with the mat. And I say this for down dog, for tabletop, for plank. Every time we place your palms on the mat, the fingers are spread wide. The wrist creases are in line with the mat, meaning that the wrist crease makes the number one and the mat crease makes the number one. I say this because this is and we're pressing between the thumb and the index finger because we have nerves here that we don't want to roll out on. Can you see me okay? Can you guys see me okay? So press between the thumb and the index finger. Rotate those inner elbows forward and try to see, like draw a line, like from where your shoulder is. Try to have your wrist creases in line with the shoulders so they're not out wide and they're not together. Okay. Huge safety tip right here. When you roll those inner elbows forward, you're actually stabilizing the wrist, the elbow, and your shoulder girdle, protecting them. So you're pressing between the thumb and the index finger. Your back is long. The neck is in line with the spine. You inhale, engage the core, and you exhale, walk the hands forward. So the moment you feel your back rounding and the head dropping, that's your stopping point. This is an active pose. So the back is flat. The neck is in line with the spine. The shoulders are back and down. Take a deep inhale and exhale, slowly rock side to side. Keep the elbows rotating in. You can bend them a little bit, right? We never want to lock our elbows or our knees when we're standing or in down dog. And pause in stillness. Take an inhale, roll the shoulders down because I don't know about your shoulders, but mine always want to creep up to my ears. It's like they have a love affair or something. So we're inhaling and take an exhale and see if you can walk the hands a little bit more forward, maintaining the integrity of the length of the spine and the neck. I'm just going to take a peek. Everybody looks amazing. And then if it feels good for your body, gently sway side to side, getting some movement in the hips, right? We have 20 different muscles in our hips. It takes time for them to relax, to lengthen, to release. Pause in stillness. So from here, we press ourselves up. We come halfway up, like where we started. Get that long spine, get that long neck. We take an inhale. We exhale, walk the hands over to the right. So our chest is a little bit more over that right bent knee. We take an inhale. We exhale, walk the hands forward, folding over that right knee, keeping the back flat. So for some of us, we lower down a ½ inch, and that is your fold here. Some of us can come all the way down with the back flat and the neck in line with the spine. Every body looks different in every pose. Gentle tuck of the chin to protect the neck and breathe deeply. Really feel that left side body opening. Staying connected to the Ujjayi breath if that feels good for you this morning. Take an inhale. Exhale it out. Slowly walk the hands back to center. And then exhale them, walk them to the left. Try to keep that right glute on the mat. So press into the right palm. Close the eyes. Try to keep the head from hanging. It takes a lot of work. You have to use your muscles in the neck to keep the neck in line with the spine. It's so easy to drop the head down, but we don't want to put that much pressure on our cervical spine. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth. Walk the hands slowly back to center. Gently sway side to side. Pause in stillness. Walk the hands up. Bring the knees in. Give them a hug. Rock side to side. How do your hips feel here? Can you feel the lower back? Pause in stillness. Take the legs out. Shake them out from sitting like that. That feels so good. You can wave your feet high to me. It's the cutest visual. Okay, we're going to come into tabletop now. If tabletop does, for anyone in this class, do your knees bother you in tabletop? This is tabletop. If they do, you can put a pillow or a blanket under your knees. And yeah, depending on, like, I have a very thick mat, that the purple mat underneath me is very thick. And then I have another mat. So I'm in a very padded situation here, but please adjust accordingly. There was something else I wanted to say about your knees. Oh, they actually make yoga foam pads for your knees. And they actually make, in case your wrist creases are sensitive, your wrists are creases, they actually make foam wedges for your wrists, so that when you're in tabletop or down dog, you can alleviate the angle of the wrist. But how we can do that without a wedge block is we can have the shoulders either directly over or behind the wrist creases. We never extend the shoulders over the wrist creases because that intensifies the angle and hurts. So press between the thumb and the index finger. Rotate those inner elbows forward. Same thing. Neck is in line with the spine. Shoulders are away from the ears. Your knees are under your hips. Engage your core so it is flat. Bring the navel in towards the spine. And then shrink your waist like you have a corset on and somebody is tightening it. And breathe. Everybody looks great, right? Who would have ever thought that tabletop can be such an active pose? So from here, we're going to move into cat and cow pose. So we take an inhale, we drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the heart, lift the gaze. This is cow pose. Rotate those inner elbows forward. Take an inhale, and then we exhale, begin to bring the navel in towards the spine, scooping out the belly, tucking the tailbone, tucking the chin, doming those shoulders, pausing here, but breathing. We press between the thumb and the index finger. We rotate those inner elbows forward. We take an inhale, slowly move through tabletop, coming into your cow pose. Tailbone, gaze, heart lifts, belly drops. Exhale through tabletop into your cat pose. Inhale through tabletop into your cow. And exhale, hollow out that belly. Begin to tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, and dome the shoulders. So if you're comfortable, close your eyes and move with the rhythm of your breath. This sequence strengthens our internal organs, our core, the muscles that support our spine. It's stabilizing and strengthening our shoulder girdle, our arms. I mean, it's just an amazing pose or sequence to do. The next time you come into your cat pose, you're pressing between the thumb and the index finger, and then continue the exhale. So the glutes come, your glutes go down to the heels, coming into an active child's pose. So active child's pose, your elbows are lifted, your upper arms are reaching in towards your ear, your chin's tucked, and then gently sway side to side, releasing anything in the lower back. Child's pose. If your glutes don't reach your heels, you can put a pillow, a blanket, or a block between your feet to help support the glutes if they're elevated. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth, walk the hands back to the knees and sit up. Okay, let's talk about it. I want to connect with you, and I want to I want you to ask me any questions about these poses we just did. So we aligned our spine. We worked through some hip releasing, hip openers, warming up. We worked through stacking our joints. We worked through cat and cow. Does anybody have any questions about these poses? Has anybody here gone into a down, has never gone into a down dog pose? Okay, awesome. If you don't have your cameras on, you can put your like a hand up if you have never been in down dog. Down dog is where you go from tabletop like this, you tuck the toes, and then you lift the glutes up. That is down dog. So do we want to try down dog today? Are we good? Yes? So listen, if down dog doesn't work for your body, we stay in tabletop. We get the benefits from it. We just don't put that kind of pressure on our shoulders. It takes a lot of strength in the arms, so we have to build the strength first before doing it. Rosemary, take the correct modifications, right? Stay in your tabletop. All right, so we're in tabletop. The inner elbows are reaching forward, right? You stay in tabletop and you're active. You're building strength here. You're pressing between the thumb and the index finger. The neck is in line with the spine. Roll the shoulders down. Engage the core. Take an inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, lift the knees, push the palms into the mat, pushing your chest into the thighs, reaching that tailbone up to the sky, and then pedal it out. If you're in down dog, shift the hips side to side with engagement. Pressing the heels. If you're in down dog, press the heels towards or into the mat. It doesn't matter if they ever reach. I've been doing yoga for decades, and my heels do not reach the mat. Take an inhale here. And then exhale. If you're in down dog, drop the knees, come into tabletop, untuck the toes, sit on the knees. Everybody can sit on your feet, and then roll your wrists, right? We're always taking care of our wrist joints. Does anybody have any questions about down dog? It's hard. It takes a lot of strength. The foundation of tabletop is the foundation of down dog, is the foundation to plank. The inner elbows are always rotating forward. We're always pressing between the thumb and the index finger to stabilize, well, to protect our palm and to stabilize our whole arm. Okay, so from here, we're going to come into tabletop. We're going to lift that right leg here. I'll be here like this. Lift the right leg. Oh, I love this one. Okay, so the ankle is flexed. The toes are reaching towards the mat. You're pressing equally between the thumb and the index finger. I will say always have the toes reaching towards the mat, because if your toes are out or they're in, we're externally or internally rotating our hips, and we want to keep them nice and neutral to the mat. Bring the navel into the spine. From here, we take an inhale. We bend that knee, and then we'll draw it out to the side. And then we'll draw it in front of us, coming into a low lunge. So low lunge. Oh, I love low lunges. So low lunges. I mean, really, I just love yoga. You'll always hear me say that. I love this. I love this. Have a pillow or a blanket under your left knee if it hurts on the mat. This is where yoga blocks are epic, because without yoga blocks, we're on our, because we want our backs flat and our neck in line with the spine, and it's hard to reach the mat, right? So you're on your fingertips, or you can be on your knuckles with the thumbs on thumbs pressed into the mats. But when you have blocks, but really when we're doing this, we have a tendency to drape or to lean on our thigh, right? And round the shoulders. And we want to stay strong. We want our core to stay engaged. So yoga blocks are our best friends here. All right. So from here, do you see how my knee is directly over the ankle? It's either directly over or it's behind. It never extends beyond the ankle. Can everyone can see me okay? Yes. It also, that right knee tracks the second toe. So we don't have it going in or out, right? Our knee can have a tendency to like sway in or out. We keep it tracking that second toe. Let's take a deep inhale here. Exhale, slowly walk, push the hips back and lift the toes. Breathing here. Nice long back, getting a stretch in that hamstring. Can you see that? Take an inhale, walk the hands forward, come into that low lunge. Exhale, walk the hands back. Inhale, walk forward. Exhale back. And then here, just shift the hips side to side a little bit. Yeah, when you need a break, you take a break. This can hurt the knees if you don't have correct padding underneath the knees. A modification for this, though, everybody can keep swinging their hips side to side. A modification for this, though, can be sitting on the ground and just kind of swaying the hips side to side, right? You get movement here. So there's a modification. Okay, pause in stillness. Nice flat back, neck in line with the spine. Take an inhale. Exhale, hinge forward. Place the palms on the mat. Keep the toes and the kneecaps lifting up so we do not rotate our hips. Inhale and breathe, getting that nice stretch in the right hamstring. And if your right knee doesn't straighten, that's okay. Just breathe through it. So be where you're at. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Slowly walk the hands forward. Let's tuck the left toes. Plant the hands on the blocks securely. Lift that left knee, coming into a high lunge. Again, back is flat. Knee is tracking second toe. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, push off the left leg, come into a forward folds. Sway side to side. Pause in stillness. Take an inhale, find your half lift. Nice flat back right here. The knees and the hips are over the ankles. I know this is a transition pose, but I like to ground into it. I like to feel the power and the strength in this pose to make it count. We take an inhale. We exhale, forward fold. Bend those knees, arms out to the side. Inhale, rise with a flat back. Exhale, prayer, hands to heart center, forward fold. We have the other side to do, but I want to make sure that when we stand, our feet are hip distance. So pivot onto the ball of one foot, shift the heel into the arch of the other. And if it touches, that's hip distance. If it lands on top or over here, that's not hip distance. So find your hip distance. Look at your feet and imagine you have skis on. That's how straight they are. Prayer hands to heart center. Press the palms in, roll the shoulders down. Close the eyes and connect to your Ujjayi breath right here for just a few breath cycles. Growing tall, right? Like we did seated, the tailbone's reaching towards the mat. Your spine is long, the neck is in line with the spine. Roll the shoulders down. On your next inhale, gently lift the head off the neck. So here, in any standing pose, we can have a tendency of locking out the knees, right? Because I say straighten your knees and that we lock them. Always have a soft bend in them, right? If we keep locking our knees, we're going to cause tightness and stress in all of the knee ligaments and muscles. So always have a soft bend in your knees. You're growing tall. You're creating more space between each vertebra energetically, maybe even physically, right? I have gained a ½ inch from practicing yoga. A ½ inch, that's so exciting. But really, most importantly, it's healthy for our spine to have space between each vertebra so that fluids and nutrients and energy and blood can flow around and through each vertebra, right? Without getting blocked. That's why we stand tall. I always say this, if I was ever going to give yoga homework, I don't know why that makes me laugh. If I was ever going to give yoga homework, this is what it would be: to stand tall and align the spine, bring the neck in line with the spine, and just take a few breaths, a few times a day, just standing in mindfulness, breathing consciously. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Gently blink open the eyes if they're closed. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. So look, we're forward folding. We have a flat back, neck's in line with the spine. Look how bent my knees are. We come into that fold. And then we inhale, we find that half lift. We exhale, forward fold, plant the hands, step back to your tabletop. Stack your joints. Wrist creases in line with the mat. And take an inhale, extend that left leg back, toes reaching towards the floor. Gauge that core, press between the thumb and the index finger, core strength building here. Take an inhale, bend that knee, and then draw it out to the side. And if you have to grab onto it, go ahead and bring it between the hands. All right. So find your blocks wherever you're at. Keep the back flat. I'm going to lift my hands so you can see my legs. So the knee is over or behind the ankle and it's tracking the second toe. You're scissoring in the inner thighs. You're gauging the core so it lifts off that left thigh. Take an inhale. Exhale, shift the hips back. Lift to the toes. And then inhale, come back center. And exhale, shift back. And inhale, center. And let's come back and pause and then shift the hips side to side. Getting nice movement in the hips. Today's class is starring our hips. And pause in stillness here. Take an inhale, find that flat back, and exhale, fold over that left leg. And breathe deeply, right? If we're holding a pose and we're not breathing, we're not getting the benefit of that pose. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Walk yourself forward again. Nice long spine. Lift that core off the thigh. Take an inhale, tuck that right toe, lift that right knee coming into a runner's lunge. We take an inhale, push off that right leg, come into a forward fold. Hey, check your feet. Are you hip distance? Do your feet look like you have skis on? Bend and straighten the knees. Now, when I say straighten, I don't mean lock them out. Don't lock them out. Just bend and straighten them a little. Always keep a soft bend in those knees. Shake your head yes, and shake your head no, and pause in stillness. Inhale, find your half lift. Pause here. Shoulders are away from the ears. The neck is in line with the spine. Everybody looks great. It takes a lot of strength, right, to do this. I want you to know that one time I was taking a class and the teacher had us hold this pose for 5 minutes. The whole class was sweating. It's not easy. And I want you to be grounded in this pose as we transition. Roll the shoulders back and down. Bring the navel in a little bit more. Shrink your waist. Take an inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Knees are bent, arms out to the side. Inhale, rise. Keep the knees bent. The knees are the last to straighten. And then we exhale, prayer, hands to heart center. Ground into your mountain pose. Let's bring the arms down by our side. Palms facing forward, right? Externally rotating. If you close your eyes, have the palms forward and then bring them back and feel bringing your awareness to your shoulders and just feel this. Rosemary, take care of your shoulder here. Don't do this if it aggravates it. And then pause with the palms forward. Find that elongation in your body, stacking your joints, meaning the knees are over the ankles, the hips are over the knees, the tailbone's reaching towards the mat. You bring the navel into the spine, you shrink the waist, draw the rib cage in. It's so active. Roll the shoulders back, bringing the shoulder blades together. Make sure you didn't overarch the back when you did that. Bring the neck in line with the spine. Arms are active. Inhale, lift the head off the neck. When you exhale, keep the length, but let the shoulders melt down a little bit more. Activate every muscle in the body. It's like every muscle is hugging your bones. Close the eyes and connect to your Ujjayi breath. We'll stand in our mountain pose for a few breath cycles in silence. Stay mindful of your breath and the activation in every muscle. Staying just as you are with the eyes closed, take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth. Relax the muscles. Let the arms drop by the side. Shake out the body gently. Blink open the eyes and then twirl the arms, giving your internal organs a nice pat. Mountain pose would be another homework assignment. All right, my friends. From mountain pose, we inhale the arms up and overhead. We exhale forward fold. Inhale, half lifts. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step it back to tabletop, and then bring the glutes to the heels. Put a pillow or a blanket between the knees or the feet if you need to. You can drop the elbows down to the side, or you can allow the arms to float by the legs with the palms facing up. Two different versions of child's pose. Both have the big toes touching. One is having the inner thighs together and draping your tummy over your thighs. Or you can widen your knees and allow the tummy to drape between them. So just depending on what you're feeling and what you're needing. So you can be like this and drape over, or you can have the knees open and drape within. Okay. Just check both out and see where you're at today. This is where we're spending our Shavasana. So close your eyes, allow the shoulders to mount, make sure the chin has a gentle tuck, and your forehead is either on the mat or a pillow or a block. Staying just as you are, take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Draw the arms overhead into an active child's pose. Press into the palm and slowly walk the hands up to the knees and come off of the feet. Find your Sukhasana, your easy pose wherever you want to be. Prayer hands at heart center. Sit up tall, slight bow of the forehead in reverence to your practice. Each morning we wake up born again. What we do today is what matters the most. Breathe in gratitude. Gratitude is an antidote to life's hardships, and it magnifies life's blessings. What we appreciate appreciates. So let gratitude be the star of your focus. Breathe it into your body. Let it infuse every cell of your being. Thank yourself for coming to the mat. Feel the gratitude for your strength, for who you are in this very moment. Breathe in gratitude. Any negative thoughts, any judgments, exhale it out. There's no time for that. Life is too short and life is too beautiful. Breathe in gratitude for who you are. It is an honor to be here with you today. Thank you so much. The divine light within me bows and honors to the divine, beautiful light within you. Namaste. Okay, my friends, I invite you to unmute yourselves so we can have a communal namaste. And I really want to hear, there I can see now, I really want to hear how these poses were for you. Any questions? Here's our platform to chat about it.
I haven't done yoga in 14 months, so this was a perfect way to start to get back into it.
Good. I teach 12 classes a week, all different forms of yoga. So I invite you, and we have other amazing yoga guides. So I invite you to continue to move your body. We have to move our body. We have to move it. We move out old energy. We move out toxins. We clear our minds. We breathe deeper. It's just, we have to move our bodies. I want to talk about down dog for a second, because down dog, you know, it's a challenging pose. And I have so many students. I get so excited when I say, who's never done a down dog? I get so excited when people haven't done them or have trouble doing them. It's so exciting for me, because you keep showing up and you keep building strength in your tabletop and all these other forms and poses that we do. And then one day, you just pop up into down dog and you're like, it could take months. It's taken months for my students to do that. It doesn't matter. It's every single day. It's the journey, right? Every single day you're showing up for yourself, building strength, It really doesn't matter if you ever get into a down dog, but it just matters that you keep showing up for yourself and keep building strength, right? Sometimes down dogs don't work for our shoulders, right? Depending on what our injuries are. So, but just showing up and building strength every single day in little increments, right? Little increments. We're not going to be joining a, what is it? Those contests, those bodybuilding contests. We're not doing that, right? But we want to be strong. We want to have healthy lives. We want to be able to go for walks and hikes with our family and friends. We want to be able to do those things and not get out of breath, and right. So we just keep showing up for ourselves like this. So thank you. Any other questions? Well, it was a great class. It's very fun. I'm teaching another class in a half hour, and then I teach yoga for beginners again later today or tonight, depending on your time zone. At Get Set Up, we love to hear about your experience. You can give it to us on, you can email Liz at getsetup.io, go on social media. Here are so many related classes. And again, there are incredible fitness guides on our schedule, so please check them all out. After class, you receive notes and you receive a recording of this class, and then you receive an opportunity for feedback. I want to thank everybody who has given feedback. It makes me a better guide and know how to serve you better. So thank you so much. If you have a few moments, please give your feedback. Invite your friends and family to this platform because it's amazing. I just think it's amazing, like everything from technology to crafting to food to wine to fitness and so many other things. So invite your friends from all over the world and have them take classes with us. And if you bring friends, please introduce me because I just love community. Community is very fulfilling. All right, I'm not getting to the next slide. So luckily I know it by heart. If there's an interest group that you would like to host, if there is a class on the schedule that you don't see, let us know. We would love to partner with you on that. If there is a business, a company, or an organization that you believe aligns with the Get Set Up mission of improving and enhancing the lives of older adults, please let us know. We want to build that partnership so we can keep growing and offering you the best of the best. And finally, if you do not receive a recording of this class, you can go to help@getsetup.io and just request it and they'll send it to you. And does anybody have any questions for Max? Max is here to help register you for another class or have any answers. If he'll answer any questions you have about our website. All right. Well, gosh, it's a good day, right? Do we feel good? How's your spine? Doesn't your spine feel good? Yeah.
Yes.
Have a good day.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Okay.
See you in half an hour.
Please, everyone, just keep showing up for yourselves. And thank you for inspiring me. Thank you.